This is the Cruel Twist of Fate edition on MeidasTouch Network, all about the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals out of California. On one hand, just a few minutes ago, they ruled against Donald Trump and the Trump administration to try to stop Judge Alsup's order, a lower court judge, requiring by injunction that Donald Trump rehire all of those tens of thousands of probationary federal workers that they fired in an unconstitutional way in violation of law. The Ninth Circuit, in a 2-1 decision, said, we're not doing that. We're not staying. We're going to keep the status quo as created by Judge Alsup. But in the Cruel Twist of Fate feature, the first opening, the first vacancy since the Trump administration started is in the Ninth Circuit. That'll be the first new judge, a Trumper, who will be appointed. Who was the person who voted against or voted for the Trump administration today and on the losing end of a 2-1 decision at the Ninth Circuit? A Trump-appointed judge. I tie it all together here on the MeidasTouch Network. I'm talking about the case brought by the largest union representing federal workers, the American Federation of Government Employees and the AFL-CIO, against the United States Office of Personnel Management, its acting director, Charles Ezell, and the Secretary of Commerce, Howard Lutnick, and others. And this was that hearing that we spent so much time talking about in Hot Takes, where Judge Alsup, a senior status judge, in fact, a judge we know well, Ben Meiselas, my law partner here on the MeidasTouch Network, practiced in front of Judge Alsup, very well considered a lion of the federal bench. He said, I think you're lying to me about the fact that you fired these probationary workers, the lifeblood of our federal democracy and our bureaucracy. And these people are important to connect the American people to their government. To be loyal and faithful civil servants, we need probationary workers to grow up through the organization, to be trained in the organization. And you just fired them all. And you lied to me and said it was done for performance reasons, when we know that's not true. Judge entered an order to try to preserve what's called the status quo before the bad conduct. The status quo before the bad conduct. That's the status quo that judges care about. And in order to get back that, unscramble the egg, the judge issued an injunction, later a preliminary injunction, that ordered the Trump administration to rehire everybody and do that by today. Another judge in Maryland did the same thing, Judge Bredar. This led to an appeal by Donald Trump to the Ninth Circuit on the merits of the case. We call that a merits appeal. In the meantime, they asked for a stay from the judge. Judge Alsup said no. They asked the Ninth Circuit for an administrative stay, hold the ring until the full appeal can be conducted. And in a 2-1 decision, the one person being a Trumper, or Trump-appointed judge, the Ninth Circuit said no. And basically, it's very short, they did it in a page. They said that given that the district court found that the employees were wrongfully terminated and ordered an immediate return to the status quo, in other words, what is the state of affairs before the wrongful conduct? That was they were employed. We got to go back to they were employed. That's the status quo that this injunction preserves. And the stay, since the stay would not preserve the status quo, right? Staying it would actually overturn the status quo. And therefore, the appellate court said in a 2-1 decision, no. An administrative stay of the district court's order would not preserve the status quo. Therefore, it would do just the opposite. It would disrupt the status quo and turn it on its head. And therefore, it set a briefing schedule for the rest of these motions in the next few days. Your nighttime bedroom temperature has a huge impact on your sleep quality. If you wake up too hot or too cold, I highly recommend you check out Miracle Made's bed sheets. Miracle Made sheets are inspired by NASA and use silver-infused fabrics that are temperature regulating so you can sleep at the perfect temperature all night long, no matter the weather. So you get better sleep every night. These sheets are infused with silver that prevent up to 99.7% of bacterial growth, leaving them to stay cleaner and fresh 3 times longer than other sheets. No more gross odors. Miracle sheets are luxuriously comfortable without the high price tag of other luxury brands and feel as nice, if not nicer, than sheets used by some 5-star hotels. Sleeping on bacteria can clog your pores, causing breakouts and acne. Sleep clean with Miracle. Upgrade your sleep this year. Go to trymiracle.com/legalaf to try Miracle Made sheets today. And whether you're buying them for yourself or as a gift for a loved one. If you order today, you can save over 40%. And if you use our promo code LegalAF at checkout, you'll get a free 3-piece towel set and save an extra 20%. Miracle is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you aren't 100% satisfied, you'll get a full refund. Upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/legalaf and use the code LegalAF to claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40% off. Again, that's trymiracle.com/legalaf to treat yourself. Thank you, Miracle Made, for sponsoring this episode. The judge in dissent, Judge Bade, a Trump appointee, she went through an 8 or 9 page analysis as to why she thinks the status quo can't be fixed because the whiplash effect of firing and hiring and firing. Look, I've questioned myself, who's going to want to return to the Trump administration at this point once fired? But that's not the order of the judge. The judge is to rehire them the best you can. And about these 6 agencies. So I disagree with Judge Bate about the status quo can't be preserved. And therefore, we should issue an administrative stay. I don't think that's the right factor analysis. And I agree with the 2 judges who sided against her. Now, here's the twist of fate. We knew there were eventually judges were going to start resigning or retiring or dying. It happens. And we're already over 60 days into this administration. Would you believe the first judge opening just happened? Where else? Same day, Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. As Trump tries to reshape the face of the judiciary his second time around, the Ninth Circuit is often referred to as a very moderate to liberal circuit. It's getting a little bit less so because Trump had his hand the first time around to put some right-wing MAGA judges. I'll get it right. Right-wing MAGA judges on that court. Now he's already got his first opening. He'll probably get 3 or 4 more, moving it to the center, if not towards the right, for a reliably moderate liberal circuit, the Ninth. That's why so many of the cases filed against the Trump administration so far are being filed in California in order to get to the Ninth Circuit. But Sandra Siegel Ikuda, who was appointed by George W. Bush, has said she's throwing in the towel. She's hit senior status. She'll stay as a judge on the bench until there is a appointment and a confirmation by Donald Trump. It won't be the last, unfortunately. He'll probably get the ability to appoint a couple of hundred before this is over. And I haven't even gotten to the point that we raised before the election that Donald Trump will likely try to use MAGA Congress to expand the federal judiciary, to add maybe up to 1,000 new judges that he gets to appoint, much like Ronald Reagan did his time around. We're not there yet, but you can see that on the other side of the coin of the assault on the judiciary by Donald Trump is to expand the judiciary to allow him to appoint all of his sycophants and bootlickers and MAGA supporting people. And that would devastate it would change for 2 generations what our judiciary looks like and its political leanings. So good news, Ninth Circuit denies the administrative stay, keeps the injunction in place. Donald Trump will have to go up to the United States Supreme Court, probably take it up with the Maryland case that's also against him after it comes through the 4th Circuit. But we got a loss for Donald Trump at the appellate level, another one from the Ninth Circuit. But we got the first toehold in Donald Trump to resurface or change the face of the Ninth Circuit with the retirement of one of the judges. I'll continue to follow it all on the MeidasTouch Network and on Legal AF. Till my next reporting, I'm Michael Popok. In collaboration with the MeidasTouch Network, we just launched the Legal AF YouTube channel. Help us build this pro-democracy channel where I'll be curating the top stories, the intersection of law and politics. Go to YouTube now and free subscribe at Legal AF MTN. That's at Legal AF MTN.